And now, you are listening to Devo Ponders. Where's my wife? Where's my pig of a wife?
Oh yeah, speaking of impersonal interactions with other people, I still, even to this day, get the same comment. The same comment that I don't think I've talked about before. The same comment where people constantly tell me, hey, you should be on the radio, your voice sounds great. You know, I would love to be on the radio. I really would. I would love to just talk in a very fake way and just talk about news and, oh, what's going on nowadays? Oh, did you hear about the presidency? Yeah, what's he up to? Man, what a terrible president. The same garbage every year. No, I'm not being ironic either way, by the way. I'm not being sarcastic. I would love to go into radio. I don't want to work in fucking retail anymore. I would love to go into radio, but it's to the point where I don't know how. How does one get into radio? How would you get into radio if like you were granted with a good voice, just out of nowhere? You're like, oh wow, I magically obtained a radio voice. How do I get into radio? Do I just go inside of a radio station and say, hey, why don't you recruit me, huh? I want to work here. I don't think so. I don't think so. In general, I feel like the whole like radio voice just has this stigma where it's just, people think that if you have the voice, you can just get into radio, and that's not the case, man. I mean, I work with a guy who has a way better radio voice than I do, and he's working at Best Buy still as well. Bet he's like 50. And this is no slam towards him at all. It's not. It's just the way that this world works is that you have to pretty much get lucky in order to get anywhere in a, any high place. And the last thing I will say about the whole voice acting thing and about, the whole, like, radio thing is that there's also this other stigma where you have to sell out to a point, where you have to record things in a way, in such a rhythm that sounds even more faker than what you could believe. Like, you'll just be on the radio, just promoting some shit and being like, banana flavored toilet paper. The right kind of paper for you. Or something like, dildos with condoms. No, I can't say it again. That's stupid. Vodka flavored jelly beans. They're just the right amount of drunkenness without getting drunk. I'm all out of ideas right now. I can't come up with shit, so if that sounded stupid, trust me, yes, it was stupid. Let's actually go on a different tangent really quickly about that. The people that I absolutely despise in Hollywood, or in general celebrities, and I don't follow celebrities that much because I don't care, but the people who are absolutely nothings, nobodies, who have absolutely no talent, who are hackless, talentless, absolutely worthless people who are famous for no reason other than being famous. That quote hits so hard. I ignore those people. I don't talk about those people. I don't look up videos about those people. If I find a video about that specific person, I will skip past the part where they're talking about that specific person and then move on. And you might be thinking, oh, that sounds so weird. Do you have something? No, it's not. It's if you really hate someone or something, you ignore it. So I do. So I'll just say that the specific person that I hate pretty much is famous for no reason. In general, when it comes to people who, I'm not gonna say people who live in poverty, but people who don't have that much money, or people who are looking for more money, don't want and wish to be on TV in the sort of way where they're some kind of actor or personality, because, well, let's just kind of face it here, they really don't have much personality or acting ability. Not saying I do. I certainly fucking don't have any, like, acting abilities. I can't act. I mean, I can act like me. Yeah, totally. Hey guys, how's it going? You want to get some ice cream? But I can't act like anybody else. I could be in a fucking cop drama just going on about like, oh man, Murphy died last week. Oh shit. Oh man, what are we gonna do? We gotta find this guy. I know what you mean. I couldn't do that because because the way I look, the way I act, the way I kind of conversate with other people, it just doesn't work that way. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have a good time with it. I would love to be an actor. I would love to go into well, honestly, more or less voice acting, and as I said previously before, the whole, radio talk show host on the radio. But it's honestly the lottery. It's the luck of the draw, and I'm not trying to be so pessimistic or what's the more accurate word? Cynical about this kind of thing, but it's just, I don't know. It's just the way that it is. And do I wish it was different? Yeah, I do. I wish that people who actually had talent would get on, would get on the radio, or would get on a talk show host, or would get on a movie, or sing a song or a ballad, but yet we don't. It's just a bunch of people who go on about stupid stuff, about nothing at all. And I would hope that one day things are going to be a bit different. I would hope so. And you know what? They will. They will be. Maybe. We'll see. Because as time goes on, not only does acting, movies, TV shows, radio, and so many other things get worse, but, well, people get worse as well. I say this not being cynical, but I say this being someone looking back in the past, and not nostalgically either. Looking back in the past where it was hard to do something, it was hard to get somewhere, it was hard to be someone, so you had to try hard. You had to try in a good way, not in a terrible way. You had to try hard. You had to try very hard and over the top just to get somewhere. You had to produce music in a way where people would know your name and you put your heart and soul into it. You would have to make a video game that would have so many different features, so many different things to love about it that it would make it an instant classic. You would have to then go and be the best actor you possibly could to actually show the world, the different roles you could play. But nowadays, it's come to the point where it's so easy to be famous for no reason. And a lot of this has to do with, being famous on, YouTube. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fucking amazing, talented people on YouTube. There really is. There's a lot of awesome people on YouTube. But there is way more terrible, hacky kind of people on YouTube that are just on there to make money. And that's probably something I should have addressed to begin with. If you go into any business, besides business, besides a business, if you go into something like any kind of artistical passion, anything that requires passion within the artistic field, and you go in with the want of just money and nothing else, you are going to perceive that. You're going to perceive that as someone who just doesn't care, who wants to make money, who will do whatever it takes to stay in the limelight. That's why you get people who say edgy things and terrible things like, hey, all black people are fucking worthless. No, obviously, no one's ever said that as of recently, besides, I'm trying to think of his or her name. Whatever. But what I'm trying to say here is, people say and do outrageous and over-the-top stuff to stay in the limelight. That's why a specific celebrity is still in the limelight, even though she's famous for no fucking reason. Saying the gender probably gave away who I really hate with so much of a damn passion.
And that was me talking about bullshit. Oh yeah.